like you said, there might be situations where we can influence things. There might be situations where, okay, maybe it's not ideal, but it's livable. I can live with it.
Hmm.
And then there might be situations that are far out of bounds where we know like this is not a place where I'd want to be. So I often ask people to do that with whatever objectives they have to be able to articulate what does it look like when that objective is met? Kind of
Hmm.
like when finance, like compensation type of stuff. Usually it's not a number. It's usually like, oh, I want to be able to pay for this, and this.
Hmm.
Okay. And then also what is out of bounds? If I had to dip into these reserves that I have cordoned off and I really don't want to touch in order to make ends meet, that's out of bounds. Sometimes I have clients who are in these kind of like, well, if it goes this way, then this is how I'll feel about the income or the outcome. If it goes this way, then it's a whole other thing. And then we might do a relief regret matrix to figure out like, okay, what would you then do? Or it's a different process. Some of my students call it the happy face, sad face.
Oh, tell me about happy face, sad face. I like.
Because again, like even though my background is in engineering, my passion is to really simplify things. And
Yeah.
so in engineering, we'd map out a decision tree, but people don't actually need to do that. Really, it's about, okay, like let's say that she had two options, take the offer, don't take the offer. I might ask her, okay, happy face. Let's say you chose to take this offer. Tell me about what the future looks like when you are so happy you chose this
Yeah.
versus staying at your job. And she might tell me, oh, the culture was a fit. It was great. Our startup takes off. We found product market fit. We're actually generating
It's a
revenue, blah, blah,
rocket ship.
blah.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. Okay. And then we go to sad face. All right, tell me what would the future look like when you are regretting choosing to take this offer? And then we explore that. And maybe it is that thing. Well, I don't get along with leadership. There's a lot of strife. There's a lot of sputtering. We aren't actually taking off the way that we wanted to, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So let's say that regretful situation happens. How would you then respond? What is it that you would actually do in that moment? And then going back to the present moment, is there anything she could do to reduce the risk of the regretful situation happening?
Okay.
Like, okay, are there mitigation plans? Are there other things is there research to be done? And then we do this with the other choice too. And then it's a matter of, okay, what what column of possibilities are you willing to step into? That's where we go
Okay.
back into the fast thinking because we can't necessarily analyze our way or calculate our way to the right answer, but we fleshed it out enough for someone to get a sense of, okay, even in the face of uncertainty, like here are some of the things that I might do.
A game plan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which can develop more comfort in being able to move forward, even when the future is unknown.
And that's something I work really hard with clients to do. For example, they come in my office and they have an IPO looming, right? And they want to know how to maximize their post IPO proceeds. And I really work with them to kind of give up the idea of maximization in a dollar sense, but to ensure that we'll have a minimum level of satisfaction. Like, how can we take enough off the table at
Mm-hmm.
XYZ selling time period on these dates when you're allowed to sell so
Yeah.
that you feel like I got what I deserved out of this IPO? What is that number for you? So it sounds a lot
Mm-hmm.
like, and I really like to create it so there's bounds around, look, we're going to be satisfied no matter what. Whether
Yes.
we're elated or not, I don't know.
Right.
I don't
Yeah.
know. It's unlikely that if you go back and calculate if I had sold on this exact date, right? It's unlikely you'll sell on that date. So let's just accept that.
Yeah.
And let's talk about your minimum conditions for satisfaction. So that
Oh,
sounds,
I love that because I think there's, especially what you said about people want to maximize. I find that a lot of achievers, a lot of people want to just chase the more. I want
yes.
more,
Yes.
maximize, but we don't talk enough about exactly what you mentioned. What is enough? What is enough to be satisfied? Or
Yeah.
in my terms, that's what I mean when I say, what does it look like to meet our objectives? Because I also find that a lot of analysis paralysis comes from the chasing of more and the chasing of maximization versus knowing what is enough. What are those minimum conditions that need to be
Mm.
met?